Okay, I have a business question for you. Where did you get your domain?
On Wix, it was really easy.
Was it actually easy, or are you exaggerating?
No, really, it took like 90 seconds. I even built a full website.
What do you mean?
I just used Wix Harmony, just told it what I wanted, and it built a fully functional website for me in minutes. It also comes with hosting, security, privacy protection, everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, check it out at wix.com/domains.
You've been making this podcast for a long time.
I have 2019, I think.
That's a long time.
Yes, a long time of fail.
Of what?
Fail. Uh,
Of what word? Did you fail?
I used the word fail. Yes.
Why fail?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe because of external markers of success.
Right. Like it's not your whatever your measures of success are for the podcast. It's not hitting it yet. Okay.
Correct.
You're right.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
It's successful in that it makes me happy.
Yep.
So I keep doing it.
Yep.
So it's successful that way.
In terms of, I don't know if you have children,
I do.
but in terms of the measures of success you would want for your children, it is succeeding.
It is succeeding.
Yeah.
Yes. That in that sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, I have to always remember to like be less hard on myself. Like talking to Chris and Victoria yesterday, she was looking at me like, you could see the therapist.
I was just gonna say, I was like, careful, she's a therapist.
Like, you're not very kind to yourself. I'm like, no. I'm not. With that said, welcome to Art Pays Me. Today we have a fun guest. I've been told you are very funny.
Oh,
Leanne Poole.
listen. I Chris. I saw
Yeah.
Christopher, the other day,
Yeah.
and he said to me, I'm really sorry. I told someone something about you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not gonna like it."
Uh-oh.
And my brain started reeling because I was like, "What could I possibly have told you that would be a betrayal? That you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what did I tell you that if you had told someone else, I'd be upset about?"
Right.
And he was like, "I was talking to Dwayne, and I told him how funny you are," and I went, "You ruined me." That is, for one thing, it's not something you get to say about yourself.
Yeah.
It's not for me to say, you know what I mean? If anything, no, I'm not. Other people decide if you're funny, and it's a matter of taste.
Yeah.
So maybe Christopher finds me very funny. Maybe you won't find me very funny. But I'll tell you when I'm not funny.
Okay.
When I am trying to be funny. And I was like, "Christopher, I'm meeting this man for the first time to be recorded for his podcast. And you've told him that I'm funny. You have shot me in the foot." Pressure. But what I can say about myself is that I enjoy humor.
Okay.
And have an easy access to laughter.
Okay.
Which I think there is a sort of recipe to funniness and people having fun and humor in that. Like there's a reason why comedy clubs are often in a basement, low ceilings, packed in, and we say laughter is infectious, you know what I mean? Like, because it is just it's contagious, it's infectious, and the more someone is willing to access that joy and laugh, the more other people around them are willing to access that joy and laugh.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah. So,
but I don't have a lot of knock jokes.
Right. I'm like that too.
Yeah.
People, I would never have described myself as funny in the past.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a joke. I'm not that person, but my observations, I think, are funny.
Yeah.
I think they're funny.
Yeah.
But I've been told they're just not. They're
No, but it's
but it's taste. Because
Yeah,
other people have told me recently, like your stuff is funny, and I'm just like, yeah, I thought so, but like,
yeah. If you're funny for you, good enough, and then you find your people that find you funny.
your people that
Yeah.
find you funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that Christopher finds me funny.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So we're here at my residency at Pavia Gallery, and you're what I understand you're going to be next after me.
I'm after you.
Okay, and have you done a residency before?
Never.
Okay, so yeah, this is my first residency too. So are you like nervous?
I mean, Christopher seems so supportive.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not nervous yet. Now that you've said it, I'm like, should I be nervous? I I I think I would be more nervous if I didn't have something I was currently working on. I'm gonna put a show in the Fringe Festival.
Okay.
And I really want it to be an in development, like a not polished, here's what I'm currently working on show.
Yeah.
And so I like that for a couple weeks right before the Fringe, I'll be here.
Yep.
And what I make here, I can show there. And I already have something that I'm kind of a sort of like textile art piece, storytelling, like with some knitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to come here and knit a bunch.
Nice.
And then maybe kind of write or talk to myself and transcribe it while I knit.
Yeah.
And then I'll do something with that in the Fringe Festival.
Okay.
Yeah. I am, however, nervous about, like, you are a legit visual artist. You already have, like, you have stuff to put on the walls.
Okay.
In terms of, like, do I put something on the walls? I don't know that I have anything to put on the walls. I have been spending the last year attempting to learn to draw. It is a skill I would like to strengthen.
Yeah.
Or find.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I always thought, I wish I knew how to draw. I wish I had that. That would be great. And I really believed it was something that you either had or you hadn't. You know, like, and not something that you could work on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just literally like in the last 2 years that I sort of had the like very simple light bulb moment of like, oh,
you can just do yeah, it's just a skill.
Well, yeah. And I have a play of mine that I'd like to adapt into like maybe sort of a comic or a graphic something, or even just like a zine.
Yep.
And so even just realizing like, oh, I can find my penmanship and it doesn't have to be good.
No.
For it to tell the story that I wanted to tell. So that actually felt really kind of exciting to realize I could illustrate something and it not like that I would like how it looked even if it wasn't
exactly
polished. Yeah.
That is something that I know in and out.
Yeah.
But it still to this day stifles me, where I'm overly critical about, is the concept right? Is the application right? Is the, if I want it to be realistic, is it realistic enough? And is it hitting this? And is it, but interesting to me is way better than accurate or good or whatever. And that's the thing that I keep remembering to go for. Interesting.
Yeah, it's true. I like outside of like Christopher can really, he can paint like
render, but yeah,
like it's a magic trick. You know what I mean? Like it's a like that looks like a photo.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I go, well, we have cameras.
Yeah.
I am much more interested in looking at a piece of art that that is more than the extreme technical skill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I am jealous of the extreme technical skill.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the other part too. Like, you can still have the fun, like while you're learning. You don't have to show everything. If you were like, I want to challenge myself to do that, do it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like we put too much pressure on ourselves.
It's true. So how I started trying to learn how to draw was, do you know Colleen Arcturus McIsaac? They are one of the two people that run Villains Theater. Yeah. Okay, so Colleen is super lovely.
Yeah.
And also but outside of theater is also a visual artist. Colleen just did master's program at NASCAD
Okay.
a couple years ago. Um, anyway, Colleen is very generous and kind.
Yeah.
And I had been feeling so I used to run the Fringe Festival.
Yes.
For many years I was the ED, and I found it really like, oh, I just wasn't making any of my own work. Like, I think some people can multitask
Yeah.
arts administration and making their own work. I really realized that I can't. Like, I can better multitask some job I don't care anything about and making my own work, but the arts administration kind of still took from creative, passionate places from me, but wasn't filling it up.
Yeah.
And I remember like years ago, before I was doing arts administration, and I was writing a lot and showing a lot of my own work and being very prolific.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, like, they thought it was so brave that I shared my writing. And it didn't make sense to me at all, because I was just like, it doesn't actually feel brave. What do you
Right.
mean brave? Like, is it bad? Why
Exactly.
why should I be brave to be sharing this? Like, it didn't
Yeah.
make sense to me.
Right.
It didn't feel brave. It felt unavoidable. It felt like just what I was like breathing.
You're compelled to do it.
Compelled, yes. And but then after 7 years of running the Fringe and not writing anything new and not really sharing any of my own work,
Yeah.
and leaving to say, like, I miss that about myself. That's something that felt integral to me, and I want it back, you know.
Yeah.
I'm in a position that I'm like, I'm young enough. I don't have responsibility. I don't have children. I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I can do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought back to that moment, and I was like, oh, I get it. It would take some bravery now. I feel really scared now. Like, I feel really like I've been off the horse for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, an object in motion stays in motion, and I was not in motion. And so the drawing actually started because Colleen had this daily arts practice on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
that Colleen would just draw something every day, good or bad or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, but every day post something very
That's
quietly,
still fun.
like very just like anything, put it up.
Yeah.
And I was messaging Colleen, and I was like, do you like, would it be weird if I copied you, if I started doing that too? And so Colleen's Instagram handle was Quiet Process.
Mm-hmm.
And Colleen was like, no, I have been off of it and I want to get back on. Let's pick a date that we start together to like peer pressure each other.
Okay.
And so I made an Instagram handle called Even Quieter Process to be Colleen. And so we started like posting every day. And
That's good.
and it was initially because I thought maybe I would try a bit of writing, but writing actually felt too vulnerable for me,
Oh.
because it felt like my medium, and it felt like I didn't feel the freedom to write something that could be bad
Yeah.
and share it, you know. But dipping my toe into something that I was like, hey, I don't know how to do this, I'm just trying, you know, and I could post things and go like, that's objectionably not good,
Yeah.
but I am into it, and it's the volley that I made for today.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was the best part of that year, having this little thing that I did every day, and could see myself kind of developing a penmanship along the way of it.
Right.
Have I even let you ask me one question so far?
Yeah, you did for sure. No, but that gave me some clarity though, because it's like that's partly probably why I still struggle with that insecurity, because it's like, you went to art school.
Oh yeah, so you should be good.
Right, you can't put that trash on your Instagram feed, like,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, so it gave me so much freedom to feel like I don't have to be good.
Yeah.
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 Boy. Man, so circling back to all of that, you kind of said what you do, but like, what do you do?
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I do, and I'm kind of figuring it out. Because I'm coming back to what I do.
Okay.
So I suppose I primarily artistically work in theater.
Okay.
And have written and produced, I don't know how, like 6 shows or something like that. And so I guess I'm a writer.
Yes.
One of my plays was turned into a film. I've toured them
Whoa.
around.
Which one?
Thom Fitzgerald turned Splinters into a feature film.
Wow. Cool.
And so like, I guess that's the thing that I go like, oh, okay, there's like enough legitimacy around that I can go, I guess that's what I do.
Yeah.
And I, when you work in the arts and art pays me, sometimes, you find the best ways to like, for a long time, I was just going like, okay, well, any job within the arts that keeps me within the arts, that's what I'll do. Right. And
Yeah.
so I did a lot of random arts admin contracts, like for the East Coast Music Awards, for the Jazz Festival, for the Pop Explosion,
Oh.
for Atlantic Film Festival, and then for the Fringe Festival. Like, and that really was the sort of like more and more kind of like producery arts administration, artistic leadership kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That made it that I was going further and further away from just kind of getting to dick around and make things. And so what do I do now? I'm kind of figuring out, like, my most recent show, it was theater.
Okay.
It was a play, but it was like, we did it at the St. Mary's University Art Gallery.
Yeah.
They were so lovely to us. It's a show called Talk Sexxxy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really I had my dear friend Lou Shepard do like curation. Like, we really wanted it to not feel like we were turning art gallery into a theater,
Mm-hmm.
but more like taking something that was a play and making a play version that would feel at home in an art gallery.
Yeah.
And so the audience was welcome to come in and walk around the space as an art gallery.
Yeah.
There was pieces on the walls. One of the side rooms was set up with like the set for the play.
Okay.
But I never, as the performer of the piece, I never touched that set. Like, it was just sort of like, these are the aspects of a play, and we were putting them on display at a gallery.
Yeah.
And so everyone also I made like a zine version of it, and everyone also was given the script when they came in.
Mm-hmm.
They could read it, every word I was about to say before I even said it, or they could sit in the audience and read along with me as I was saying it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that was a specific sort of like, it's what felt right for that piece. I don't know if that's what I'll continue to do, but I do really like the kind of like curating a full experience.
Yes.
And speaking the words aloud that I write. And so I think sometimes it might not, depending on where you're coming from,
mm-hmm.
it might feel not exactly like a play,
okay.
But I'm certainly someone that comes from theater.
Yes.
Yeah. But really enjoy like personal storytelling, really enjoy stand-up comedy, really enjoy. But I think the theater aspect of it for me is that when I think of doing a performance like that, I think of the moment an audience member walks into the room and every aspect that they encounter to the end.
Yeah.
And that I also like, it's very I think I endeavor to do personal storytelling that sounds like I'm just talking, and that it is very from theater, it is very like decided and memorized and
Yep.
hitting the same things every time, even if the same things are just trying to access me being genuine.
Right.
Yeah.
It feels natural, feels organic, but you've
10 nights in a row.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you familiar with Marina Abramovich and any of like the performance art sort of movement
I don't
folks?
think so, or at least not to know the names. Like Lou sent me a few different performance artist
Mm-hmm.
people to like look through, especially before Talk Sexxxy.
Yeah.
There was one, and I'm not familiar enough to like actually remember the names. Before Talk Sexxxy, there was one that this person that made like their installation was their like depression bed, and somehow this piece ended up like selling for a stupid ton of money. The like art gallery visual art world to me is like very fascinating.
Oh, I love it.
But it's because in this piece in Talk Sexxxy, it was really like, we put a mattress on the floor on a rug and surrounded it by all my most special things slash trash slash, like
Yeah.
really trying to kind of recreate the character had the character was like very agoraphobic and hadn't left her apartment for a few months and
Right.
and was depressed. So uh yeah, Lou had sent me some stuff about different artists who had done things in the same room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it might be Tracy Emin.
Oh, okay.
Like the bed thing, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Kinky cozies. What are those?
So, um, the laughing doesn't make sense on a podcast. So Kinky Cozies, so fun. I'm starting to try and make some of them again
Okay.
because I'm working on this knitting show for the Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
So, uh, Kinky Cozies are finger puppets that I believe I started making them. I made them mostly when I was like 24,
Okay.
and I want to start making them again because I think they're so fun and sweet, but they're like little finger puppets and they're just like filthy. They're just like like naked or like giant cocks and like floggers made of yarn, and like one of them has like a big yellow embroidery floss stream of piss coming out of his dick, and like they're finger puppets. So like, so at the time I was dating someone,
Yeah.
and it was about to be Christmas,
Yeah.
and I had no money,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to give him something that was like creative and pervy and thoughtful and sweet. And but anyone that knows how to knit, uh it's a little crazy how I knit these because I really don't know how to knit.
Uh,
In terms of like, you know how you have to know enough about something to know that you don't know. So like any knitter would be like, you don't know how to knit.
that's horrible technique sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even more so, it's that anyone that knows how to make something like this, they would say, you took the longest road.
Okay.
You took the longest road to make this. You
Got
should
it.
have crocheted this. You should have that, you know, like the pattern would make no sense. But I was using what I had, and I was using just the amount of knowledge that I had without learning anything new. And so each finger puppet, the only thing that I know how to knit is just knitting out like a little square or a little rectangle and ending it.
Right.
And so each finger puppet like um is like, first I make just like this size of piece of fabric, a little square, and put the face on and whatever, and sew it so that then it's a tube, or like an even smaller little square to then sew it together, and that's the dick. And you know, and like attaching boobs by making a small square of
Right.
knit and putting in all four corners and stuffing it with scrap yarn, and so they look like a circle. But like anyone who knows how to do it would crochet that, and it would be much simpler. Whereas I sort of feel like I was like first creating the log of wood to then take a knife and scalped out the structure I was making. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
first I was making the material to then manipulate into what I wanted it to be. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were originally because I wanted to make someone a gift, and then I just got so, like, there's something so amazing about us as human beings that it just takes two dots for eyes and a little line or a curve of a face,
Yeah.
for us to see ourselves so incredibly.
Yes.
And these finger puppets, I mean, talk about like, I'm in anything for the bit, for the gag. Like, if I can make someone smile or laugh, I will keep doing whatever that thing is. And those finger puppets really brought like shock and glee to people that saw them. Anyway, it's
yeah.
one of the brief. So for a while I had them online, and this was like when Etsy was really early.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Etsy was at the beginning stages that it was like more like
really
legit
homemade.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was a website. Do you remember Regretsy?
No.
Okay, Regretsy was the website that someone made to troll crazy stuff on Etsy.
Okay.
And so I put these on Etsy. They did not sell, okay? Because it's a niche audience that wants these finger puppets, and each finger puppet takes me like big truck. Each finger puppet takes me like each finger puppet would take me like 3 to 4 hours to make. And so even if you're like, okay, because at the time, I'm 24. At the time, I was like $10 an hour.
Yeah. Evil laugh.
No, yeah, $10 an hour. The material's fine. I took it from my grandma's house.
It's like
$40. No one wants to pay $40 for a pervy finger puppet.
yeah.
I mean, some people, but you have to
It's a
find
niche.
yeah, it's a niche thing. You have to find your crowd. And so, but I put them up on Etsy, and then they did, in a brief moment, go viral on
Okay.
Regretsy because someone reposted the piss play finger puppet, which is like, I find him so charming, but it's like a balding guy
Yeah.
with a giant cock and a big stream of yellow pee coming out of it, and I had this great photo of him pissing on another finger puppet.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, and so I think I was selling the pair of them, which was 2 finger puppets for like $75. And this webpage was like, this is insane. Whatever weird perv is trying to sell these finger puppets for $75. Anyway, but that was like also a different time of viral, right? Like now people go viral with like millions of views,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like kind of standard and not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Whereas at that time, when this got reposted on Regretsy, and there was like I forget, but like even like 2,000 comments being like, this is ridiculous,
Big
would
deal.
have really made me go like,
Yeah.
oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I mostly made those years ago, but I'm starting to knit them more again because I'm working on a piece of personal storytelling that is a lot about knitting. And so I've been thinking about like, gosh, I've never really learned how to knit. The things that I've spent the most time like actually accomplishing are pervy little finger puppets. I can't knit a sock though. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it though. I mean, I had this when I first started getting into fashion. I was taking these sewing classes, and that's kind of my approach too. I was like, I can eventually make a shirt or whatever by just these basic skills I have and attaching these things together.
Yeah.
Then you realize, oh, they use different tools for that. They use different stitches for that.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't have time to learn this.
Yeah.
I got it. I got discouraged, but I get it.
Yeah.
But that also brings me to like, I'm a perv. Like I gotta own it. And that's
like the finger puppets.
and that's why my humor just doesn't work for a lot of people.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you're an old man. You're an old perv. I get that. I just 44.
I mean, depending on your crowd.
Depending on your crowd, but I get called that by people older than me. So it's I can't I just find that stuff hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't ugh.
Well, there is something because they're so like, I mean, finger puppet is technically like a kid's toy,
Yeah.
and they're so sort of like silly and not sexy
Yeah.
while being so clearly explicit
Right.
that there is just something like kind of gleeful about
Absurd.
them.
Like you
Yeah.
just have to laugh.
Yeah.
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 So well that kind of brings me to like, I have a t-shirt called I recently put out, well, last year now.
Yeah.
And it's art is sex or something to that effect, or sex.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
For me, like the laughing, the art, I find, what is it with you and sex and creativity that seem to keep coming together?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. Because it's true. Like, yeah, so Talk Sexxxy, I used to work as a phone sex operator, and Talk Sexxxy was about that.
Okay.
I also am like a poly and queer person, and so I often like the shows will be about that kind of identity.
Okay.
Splinters, that was turned into a film, was about a young lesbian, like in her early 20s.
Yeah.
And her father passes away.
Yeah.
And so it's like prodigal daughter sort of storyline. She goes home for the funeral to her sort of, pretty homophobic mother. And she has been dating a cis man.
Okay.
For months. and she wants, you know, him to be there with her as well.
Yeah.
But she does not want her mom to know that she's been dating a cis man, because it's just like, she will love you no matter what for no reason. And it's disrespectful to every other relationship that I've had to lie to her about, you know what I mean? And so a sort of like comedy of like going home to then hide this heterosexual relationship from your mother because it would make her so happy.
Right.
And you don't want to make her happy
That's
for not, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like um uh part of it is that I'm just inspired by my life, and that's my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I feel like part of it is like kind of the thing that you were just saying, in that like I don't think it was a full sentence, but just a series of words like sexuality, laughter, like expression, creativity, like
Yeah.
all of those things, emotions, all of those things are sort of like feel like the same thing.
They do feel like
to
the
me.
same thing to me too.
Yeah. Like I don't know of anything that feels more like having sex with someone than having a creative partnership with them and
Yeah.
like making art with them.
Yeah.
Um and it just, yeah, it's like, yeah, no, it's not sex, it's very different than sex, blah 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 blah. But also it's like an intimacy and a connection and expression and
Yeah.
creativity. And I also feel like I really like um I feel like sex is a really fascinating topic because we are oversaturated with it,
Mm-hmm.
and we are still hugely prudish about it. And I find it really fascinating that we're like oversaturated in this way that I think is kind of disgusting,
Mm-hmm.
but is so commonplace that
Mm-hmm.
we don't think of it as explicit.
Right.
And yet, me making dorky little finger puppets is kind of like, would be inappropriate
Right.
sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like we're oversaturated in this way of like any advertisement that features a woman, or like, or even like the like inappropriateness of like a woman not wearing a bra
Mm-hmm.
is like kind of taboo and explicit, and like, what are you trying to like, I remember the first time I because my mother has a lot of issues with me, but the first time I sort of like walked past her not wearing a bra, she was like, that is really, Leah, that's inappropriate, would you walk around in front of other people not wearing a bra? I'm like, how is this more sexually explicit than the fact that like bras are made specifically to make your breasts more like perky and attract,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or like when you go into like the kids section at clothing stores
Yeah.
and hold up a pair of like shorts for a 6-year-old boy
Yeah.
versus
Like,
shorts for a
like,
6-year-old
yeah.
girl, and they're cut different,
They're cut
and they're
different.
shorter and smaller, and that's so duh fucking disgusting.
Right.
And so I think I really like making work about sex and sexuality um that is sometimes like not sexual and is just like playful and stupid.
Yeah.
Or that is a little more like, I don't know, sexual in a way that I feel like is like actually consciously chosen,
Yeah.
and not constantly in our uh just sort of like in our lives to brainwash us or something.
Sell products or
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's interesting the way you're looking at it, because I didn't think of it that way, but I see exactly where you're going with it. Like, I guess for me too, it's multiple things. Like, sex can be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it there is so much absurdity
Yeah.
during that process.
Yeah.
But then also, like you said, like, why are we like using sex to, I don't know, sell, manipulate, whatever we're trying to do, but then at the same time we want to shame people for like trying to just be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Because like that at the end of it, we all have the same bodies, which is
Yeah.
just that's the thing that gets me. Like we all have the same bodies. We all know that we need this process in order to survive.
Yeah.
But then we keep on making it like a scary, uncomfortable thing, but and then put it in each other's faces all the time.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's but I think that's why I like to talk about it in my work.
Yeah.
My work is always about like these contradictions and how I'm trying to work out these different things and all of that. And the discomfort that I feel and other people feel too. Like I like to dig into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a lot of words.
Yeah. But it's also like, it's an important part of our lives.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know how I would not talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that said, what is next for Leanne?
Like create like the
Creative.
Fringe show. Yeah, yeah. So I'll do the residency here, and the show in development that I'm going to do in the Fringe Festival is called How to Knit.
Okay.
And so it again is like attempting at playing with it being a piece of theater storytelling, but also kind of like maybe a durational performance art piece a bit. Like I have all the after my grandmother passed away, I got all of her yarn, and it's a lot of yarn. And so right now I've been knitting with it and like just knitting with it.
Okay.
And so I'm sort of interested to see like how long the piece of fabric gets. As I've been knitting, I've either been like recording myself talking about my grandmother or talking about my relationship to knitting or time and things like that, talking a bit about the finger puppets.
Yeah.
And family, like even, if I think about like how I knew my grandmother and how I didn't, uh like my mother very specifically when I came out to her as queer was like, do not tell grandma.
Yeah.
And it really did, it changed I said sure, because I was whatever 18 or something, and I was like, fine, I won't tell anyone else.
Yeah.
Even though I was like doing plays and like periodically doing like an interview in the Herald or something, and not really thinking like, the same newspaper goes to Sambro, like
Yeah.
maybe she knows.
Yeah.
But even if she knows, she wasn't saying like, hey, I know, I don't care, I don't whatever. Or maybe she knew to like, well, I do care, and let's all pretend no or something.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I feel like the Kinky Cozies are a bit of a great example of like an outward manifestation of like the bit that I do know how to knit is because of my grandmother. My grandmother knit all the time and knit things for us all the time, and taught me the amount of skill that I have in knitting.
Yeah.
And then because of who I am, our relationship really kind of stopped. And even just like I think about that when I look at these like little finger puppets that I actually feel super proud of.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of creativity and skill
Yeah.
that I got from her that I never, ever, ever would have shown her.
Irony.
Yeah.
Huh. That tough for you to deal with?
I mean, like, maybe it should be. I feel like queer people really have a lot of, like, even just the language around found family or chosen family, like, it feels like a little bit of a given.
Yeah.
That there will be some of this, like, creating really strong friendships in a different way or something.
Yeah.
I mean, both of my grandmothers have passed away now. And so there's no going back in time. And yeah, like I definitely like sometimes when I start talking to people about this sort of piece in development and that it's knitting and that my grandmother, I can see their faces go like, oh my God, like that's going to be beautiful. Grandmothers. I love my grandmother. I have such a special relationship with my grandmother. Oh, so sentimental. And I'm like, That's a wonderful. I felt kind of like awkward around my grandmother, like I was talking to a stranger.
Mm,
Um, yeah. So, but I don't know that I feel sad about it.
mm.
And maybe that's just that I need more therapy or something. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Um, Man, yeah, these things that we have to deal with our I had to realize that so much of what I'm doing with art pays me and everything else is related is my dad for sure influenced that.
Yeah.
And him and I had like a challenging relationship at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then he passed. So I haven't been. I wish like sometimes the Dwayne today could just go and talk to him in a more, because I'd be open to just be more real. Whereas I think back then I was like, I don't know,
When did he pass?
2012.
22. So how old were you? 24.
Oh man,
How old was he?
he was 65.
Oh wow, my dad was 64 when he died,
Yeah,
and I was 32. Right away, my brain said I'm middle aged.
right. Yeah, it was
If
something
I
like
at
that for me
32,
too. Yeah,
at 32, if I die when my dad dies, I'm already middle aged. It's right away my
yeah.
yeah.
So at 30, I was 31, I think.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So and that's exactly it, and it does impact the way I think about things
Oh yeah.
all
Like
the
you're not a
time.
baby anymore for sure, but it's too young to lose a parent.
It's
Even one that
yeah,
you don't have a great relationship with. It's just sort of like too young to be like kind of faced with that sort of like death. Like who made you is dead now and you're gonna die too. Like
yeah.
yeah.
You think you have all this time, and then you
Yeah.
realize, oh, I don't. So those dreams and those goals, they're just they're not guaranteed. And
Yeah.
he would say stuff like, "Oh, when I retire, I'm gonna do this and that and this and that." He was retired for like a year,
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. My brother and I have talked about that because my dad, he didn't, he would have retired the next year, kind of thing. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And yeah, there was plans for that's when you get to live.
you're right.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, nah. At that point, I was like, I'm gonna do my best to live
yeah,
now for like the dreams, the travel, whatever I want to try to,
yeah,
at least
yeah,
try to do the things that I
yeah,
want to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's sort of like, oh gosh, running out of time sort of thing. And I mean, anytime I talk to someone older, they try and give me the comfort of like, because I'm 39 now, and they're like, yeah, but once you're 50, you'll be like, that was so young. And I go like, yeah, I know, but that's once I'm 50. I agree with you that once I'm 50, I'll think 40 was young for sure. Once I'm 60, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna think 50 was young too. Like that's
That's how it
how it
goes.
goes. But I don't know if you ever knew Jane Kansas.
No.
Jane was is so Jane passed away at 68.
Okay.
And she would often do fringe festival shows. She would do a lot of personal storytelling kind of thing and like comedy. But she wrote for the Coast for many years. She wrote for the Daily News, would do journalism, but also would do some visual art.
Okay.
And was really like a very specific kind of weirdo person.
Okay.
Um, definitely. Uh, yeah, like definitely a character. Um, anyway, she did an art show once that brought me comfort in that realm of me feeling like I haven't done enough.
Hmm.
How much time do I have? And uh she had art from when she was a little kid. Like her mom saved everything.
Yeah.
And then she in turn was a real archivist. She saved everything. And so it doesn't exist anymore, but on Ottagen Street, there was a gallery called Parentheses Gallery
I
for a little
remember
while.
people talking about
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
So she did a show the year that she was turning 50.
Okay.
And it coincided with her also doing a Fringe Festival show that was pretty brilliant. And the Fringe Festival show was called My Funeral, the Dry Run. And it was her telling everyone what she wants for her funeral. And it was hilarious, but also like heartfelt and had like personal stories in it and things like that. But it was a great show. But the gallery she had set up that when you walked in, the first chunk of the walls
Yeah.
was age 0 to 9, and she had all on the walls like very because she made it in those early years, like big paintbrushes, like stick figures kind of thing of work that she had made from that age. And then the next section was 10 to 19 and 20 to 29, and you know, like each decade of different work that she had made. And so when was that? That was probably like 10 years ago. So if I'm 39 now, I would have been like turning 30. Oh, and turning 30, you definitely feel like, oh fuck, like what am I, you know? And so I was turning 30 when I walked into this space, and I just was like, okay, I'm like, it's nice to see this visual map of like, I have time. Like, that's everything she made in that decade. And then she made all this other work in that decade, and she made all this other work in that decade. And also to see someone that, like, you know, Jane was always super poor. Found ways to travel and do things like that, like was really into weird long distance travel, like once like went to the States and walked home, like I forget where she was in the States, but she did like a long distance walk back home, like was a very eccentric weirdo. But like not having money never stopped Jane from doing something. But also, I don't know, when you have all of these, like how we're talking about, well, what are the measures of success for whatever project you're doing? Jane, it's nice to look at someone that I go like, oh my God, I was jealous of her writing. She was a wonderful writer and a really like creative, original thinker. And it was nice to see someone who I admired their art so much. And Jane didn't really care, or at least didn't seem to care about anyone else's opinion or those measures of success of like whatever, like funding or grant or you know, like awards. Or awards, any of that kind of like recognition, or like you know, she never really could support herself off of it. But it didn't change what and when she was making something. But also you have children, I understand. You have different so you know, look, you've got some stuff to juggle. I understand.
I got into a little back and forth with one of those like business influencer types that I follow. Like they have good information, but sometimes and it was just like, you know, he's interviewing this dude, and the dude was basically like, you have no excuse. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. But some people have legitimate barriers to the time that they can put to their work. You have legitimate like financial constraints. You have legitimate cultural, social constraints. So those things are out of like, there is a lot of luck to being successful in this space. It is not just about keep hustling and whatever, because we literally don't have enough hours in the day, or I could just be a delinquent dad, and you know.
But yeah, if those are the measures of success, like if a certain amount of like financial success or people knowing about your work, I like that's a crapshoot. Like I do feel like I know quite a few people who are very hardworking and hugely talented. And also people who are like
not that much.
Not like, I mean, it's a matter of taste, but I'll say, okay, not to my taste, and have like it's a crapshoot. Yeah. And so you do just have to make whatever you want to make.
And I get, it's just, I was frustrating to me because I could see all the like young people, probably assuming they're young, in the comments like, and I'm like, don't let these fools try to like sell you their programs that you gotta pay all this money to enroll in, because that's how they're making their money. They're making the money off of selling you guaranteed success when they can't guarantee it. They're, you know, you're how they make their money. And rent. So how do people find you?
How do people find me?
Yeah, how do they support you?
Oh, that's interesting. I used to have a website that I have to work on, so I took it offline. But I guess I think on Instagram I'm Poole Drive Private. I think that's what I am.
You have
anyway. I'm gonna have a fringe show in, so they can come see the fringe show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll link to stuff. So like whatever, like Leon doesn't mention, it's going to be in the show note link.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So thank you for doing Art Pays Me. It's been a pleasure to get to know you.
Yeah.
You are funny.
I appreciate that. It's really all I want in life.
And good luck in your residency.
Thank you so much. Good luck finishing yours.
Yeah. So I started actually doing some work.
Sweet.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you for listening to Art Pays Me. Hit me up on socials at Art Pays Me pretty much everywhere. And let me know what you think. I love connecting with listeners. If you're an artist looking for clothes that celebrate who we are as professional creative people, check out artpaysme.com. Peace.
New England summers don't exactly ease you in. 1 minute the windows are open, the next your apartment feels unbearable. Well, meet Windmill Air. Windmill window ACs are sleek, they're quiet, and cool your space fast without the bulky eyesore. Rated the #1 easiest AC to install, Windmill lets you adjust temperatures right from your phone and, unlike traditional units, cools your room more evenly like central air. Shop Windmill online at windmillair.com or pick up an AC at your nearest Target or Home Depot. Windmill, modern air care your room deserves.